Hello guys, I am back with another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys. This message is a translation of a message that I received earlier on. The message reads like this. Hi Nashi, please post my story as anonymous. Brother Nashi, how are you doing? I am a man who is in his late 30s. My brother, the problem that has brought me to your platform is a problem that I cannot solve on my own. That is the reason why I have come here on your platform. Maybe I'll find help. What is happening in my home, my brother, is that, in short, I am just another ritualist. There is somewhere where I went and they gave me these things that I use when I do my rituals. But they never told me that these things that they were giving me had some side effects. There were rules that were given to me that I was supposed to follow, but me and my wife, we ended up forgetting about those rules. Now I am suffering, my brother. The rules that were given to me were so many, but the most important rule was that I was not supposed to have sexual intercourse with my wife whenever I feel like. I was told that if I wanted to have sexual intercourse with my wife, I was only supposed to have sexual intercourse with my wife twice a week, and we were supposed to do it on a Monday, nothing else, only Monday. If we will do it on any other day, we will be breaking the most important rule, and things were not going to be okay with me. So me and my wife, we had been missing each other so much, then we forgot about this rule. We ended up having sexual intercourse throughout the week. Then we broke that important rule. Now what is happening to me, my brother, is that each and every time when I go to the toilet so that I can poo or relieve myself, there is something that always come out of my back. I no longer poo, my brother. There is snails that come out of my back. Sometimes a snake just comes out of my back. I don't know what is going on with me, and it is so painful when these things come out of my body. My brother, now my backside is always swollen, and the pain, it is like when you are having piles. I can't enjoy life anymore, and I know that each and every time when I go to the toilet to relieve myself, I have to scream in pain first for this snail or this snake to come out of my body. I am just suffering, my brother. Brother Nashi, my story goes way back. This whole thing started in 2020 during lockdown. Life was so hard for me, and sometimes I'll spend more than 6 months. I couldn't even pay my rent, and my wife, I had to return her back to the village because staying with her in the city was so expensive for me. At the same time, I was not working, so it was far much better for her to go back in the village, and I remained in the city. Even though I had remained in the city, I could not find another job. Life was very hard. At that time, I was using this phone that I loved so much. It was a tablet, but my brother, I ended up selling that tablet for only $5 because I was so broke. But even though I was broke, I had to let go of my expensive tablet, my brother. I just sold this tablet for next to nothing, even though it was an expensive model. After I had been given the money, I went to the shops. Then I bought a 5 kg of Millie Meal. My brother, what I'll do is that whenever I'll cook soft porridge, I'll just eat that soft porridge with salt because I didn't have any money. And to find a job at that time, it was very hard for me. Also in the villages, she would call me each and every time requesting things that she knew very well that I could not afford, saying that here we don't have food. You are going to hear in the news that we have died of starvation. The baby doesn't have any clothes anymore. The baby's diapers are finished, my brother. The most difficult thing for any man is when you have come to the realization that you cannot take care of your family. That was the exact situation that I found myself in 2020, and it was locked down. There was nowhere where I could go to ask for help because everyone was just locked indoors, and I was starving. My wife in the village and our baby was also starving. My landlord then, on the other side, he never felt pity for me. He would come each and every time asking for his rent money, and whenever I would try to explain my situation that, look, because of these lockdowns, there is no way where I can get this money. As soon as I am called back to work, I am going to make a plan for you. But he never listened to me. He said, young man, I am not going to eat your excuses. All that I want is my money. If you don't have my money, please just pack your things and leave my room, because there are other people right now that are looking for rentals. So he went. The next day he came back and he called me out of the room. I went outside. Then I stood by his car and he asked me, young man, why haven't you packed your things? Why are you staying illegally in my room? What is going on? Should I call the police or what? I tried to explain to him that I didn't have anywhere to go. I was stuck. As I was begging my landlord, saying, please just let me stay, because if you chase me away right now, I'll end up staying in the streets. I don't have anywhere to go. But soon after lockdown, I am going to get another job. Then I will pay you all of your money. But I was surprised that my landlord then started to laugh at me. He laughed and he said, young man, I can see that you are just lazy. You are so lazy. You can't even see that this whole world is filled with money. Look, there is money everywhere. You just need to use your own brain. Use your brain, young man. So as he was speaking with me, he was poking me with his finger and he said, come on, get in the car. There is a story that I want to share with you. I want to teach you how to make money. You can make money just the way that I am making money. Because for me to make this money, there was someone who taught me how to make this money. He then asked me, young man, are you someone who is brave enough? Can you try to get rich or die trying? And I said, yes. As long as there is no blood involved, I can do anything. Just teach me and I'll start right now. And he said, it is okay. Today I am going to take you to someone who helped me to be this rich. Then he drove his car and we went to meet this uncle, but he was a traditional healer. When we arrived at that place was full of people. There were people who had come from all over the country to consult that uncle. So I waited for my own turn. When I entered into that room, I was given some herbs, and that traditional healer said to me, young man, these herbs that I have given to you, you can never go wrong with them. As long as you follow all of the rules that I am going to give you. Yes, the rules are many, but if you just observe all of these rules, you are going to enjoy life until the day that you're going to die. So I accepted those herbs. Then the most important rule that was given to me, I was not supposed to have sexual intercourse with my wife whenever I feel like. I had to be disciplined enough not to touch my wife, even if I felt that today I really need to be with my wife. If it was not a Monday, I was supposed to stop myself from touching my wife. And if it was a Monday, me and my wife, we only had to do it 2 times. Then we had to stop. No matter how much we were feeling for each other, we just had to do it twice and we had to stop. So, Brother Nashi, from the day that I was given those herbs, my life made a U-turn. Life was now good. Everywhere where I went, there was money. When I would look at people, I would just see money. That is when I believed my own landlord when he was saying to me, young man, you are lazy. This whole world is filled with money. I paid all of my credit that I had on my rentals. Then I bought a new car. The day that I bought my new car, I went to the village so that I can be with my family. I arrived in the village. It was on a Monday, but I don't know what was wrong with this brand new car, because as I was traveling to the village, it kept on breaking down. So I had to sleep in the car by the side of the road. Then the next morning, it was a Tuesday, the car finally decided that it was okay for it to start up and go. So I drove the car. Then I finally reached the village. Finally, I was with my wife again, but as we were sitting, what would happen is that my wife would look at me, then I would look at her, and I could see that God had blessed me with such a beautiful woman. I could not control my feelings. I tried so hard to control my feelings. By the time that evening came and we went to bed, we had no choice. We just said to each other, let us do it only one time. But my brother, I don't know what had gotten over us, because we had sexual intercourse throughout the week. Then I took my family and I returned back to the city with my wife and our kid. Then we started to follow the rules that were given to me. We could only have sexual intercourse twice a week, and we did it only on Monday. But little did I know that already I had broken the most important rule. So what happened to me is that I just went to the toilet as usual, because I felt that it was time that I go to the toilet so that I can relieve myself. But my brother, when I went to the toilet, as I was sitting on the toilet seat, I heard that there was something funny that was coming out of my backside. When I stood up and I looked into the toilet, I saw that a snail that was filled with worms had gotten out of my backside. The other day, the same thing happened. This time, I saw that a snake had come out of my backside. Oh, my brother, I don't even know what is going on with me, because the food that I eat, when I go to the toilet, no poo comes out of me, only the snake and the snail that will be filled with worms. That is the problem that has brought me here to your platform, Brother Nashi. This thing has been going on for 3 years. For the past 3 years, I have been going to the toilet, then snails and snakes come out of my backside, and it is very painful, like someone who is having piles. There was this other day, I took a mirror so that I can see what is going on down there. But what I saw, my brother, shocked me, because my backside, it seems as if it is closing up on itself. I don't even understand what is going on with me. Where is all the food that I have eaten for the past 3 years? Where is it going? My brother, please ask your audience, is it even normal that a human being can survive for 3 years without even pooping? When I saw that this was the situation that was happening to me, I went back to that uncle. Then I told him, Uncle, I can't poop anymore. The only thing that I see when I look into the toilet, I see that I'll have dropped a snail that will be filled with worms, or I'll have dropped a very tiny snake. What is going on with me, uncle? Then he said to me, I saw that you broke one of the most important rules. There is nothing that I can do, but the money will always follow you. Go ahead and enjoy your money. Oh, my brother, how can I enjoy this money when I can't even go to the toilet properly? Now what I do is that before I go to the toilet, I take a bucket of water. Then I put some warm water in that small bucket. Then I mix it with salt. Sometimes what I do is that I take aloe vera, then I rub it on my behind, so that when I go into the toilet, at least I would feel so much better, because each and every time when the snails and the snakes come out of my body, it will be so painful, like someone who is having piles. But I have seen that if I rub aloe vera on my behind, at least I feel so much better. Oh, my brother, each and every time when I am in the toilet, for me to relieve myself, I have to scream first before these snails and the snakes come out of my body. So I finally told my wife when I saw that What is happening to me is not normal. After the snake had come out of my body, I went and I called my wife so that I can show her what was going on with me. But she just looked into the toilet and she said to me, "What is this?" I tried to explain to her that when she was in the village, there is somewhere where I had gone so that our lives can be better. I told her that I was now a ritualist. But then she said, "From today, if I leave this house, I don't want you to call me anymore. I don't want you to come looking for me. I am going to stay with my brother. Please never ever call me again. Never ever come looking for me, because if you try to do so, I am going to expose you to my family. I'll expose you to your own family members that you are a ritualist." But my brother, when I did this, I wanted to take care of my wife and my kids, but she has just dumped me just like that. I am suffering, my brother. Each and every day I sit and I wonder, where are all of these snails coming from? Where are these snakes that come from my behind, that come out of my behind? Where are they coming from? And where is all the food that I have been eating for the past 3 years? My brother, do you know anyone who can assist me? Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from Anonymous. It is so sad that there are people that come to my inbox and they will be asking, "Brother Nashi, do you know anyone who can assist me so that I can be rich? I don't care even if I have to sacrifice my own family. I just want to be rich." These are the results of rituals and blood money. Let's meet again in the following episodes.